Imagine starting your morning with eggs, Greek yogurt, and a scoop of protein powder. You feel responsible, protecting your muscles and doing exactly what the health world keeps telling you: get more protein. But what if every serving also sends your cells a message: keep growing, keep building, do not slow down for maintenance? That is the tension behind a new review covering more than 350 references. Doctors warn us about age-related muscle loss, yet restricting protein or specific amino acids can extend life in animals. So which idea is right? Welcome to Beyond Limit Health, where we separate exciting biology from advice that is ready for humans. Today's answer is not protein is bad. Think of protein in two ways: a delivery truck carrying bricks for muscle and enzymes, and a text message sent to the cellular control room. One recipient is a pathway called mTOR, the construction foreman. When amino acids are plentiful, especially leucine, it shouts, "Materials have arrived, start building." That is useful after strength training, but a city cannot stay in construction mode forever. It also needs cleaners, recycling crews, and mechanics. When nutrients are scarce, growth signals can quiet down, and cellular recycling may gain room to operate. Context matters. A short mTOR pulse in exercise muscle is not chronic activation in every tissue. Think of separate dimmer switches in different rooms, not one master switch. IGF-1 is another growth signal. It often falls in rodents during severe restriction, but one short human trial found no significant change. And in older adults, very low, IGF-1 may signal illness or poor nutrition. Lower is not automatically better. Protein restriction also activates a hormone called FGF21. Think of it as a fuel warning beacon from the liver. It tells the body that protein is limited and helps reorganize energy use. In one recent study, small groups of healthy lean men followed a protein-restricted diet for 5 weeks while still meeting minimum protein requirements. To keep their weight stable, researchers eventually had to provide about 20 to 21% more energy, while fasting FGF21 increased by roughly 280%. That sounds dramatic, but remember the fine print. The groups were tiny, the participants were men, and the study lasted only 5 weeks. It demonstrated a metabolic adaptation, not longer life. The review proposes 6 hallmarks, including nutrient sensing, metabolic health, mitochondria, cellular senescence, epigenetics, and healthy aging. Mitochondria, our cellular power plants, can remodel fuel use when protein or certain amino acids fall. But this is not a universal upgrade. Results differ by tissue and sex. Senescent cells have stopped dividing, but may keep broadcasting inflammatory signals, like retired employees who remain in the office, pulling the fire alarm. Restriction lowers some markers in mice, while others may rise. A low-protein diet has not been shown to clear senescent cells in humans. Methionine adds another layer. It helps produce SAM, a major methyl donor. Think of methyl groups as annotations that help cells emphasize genetic instructions. Methionine availability can alter these marks in models, but there is no proof it reverses a human epigenetic clock. Now we reach the results that generate headlines. In genetically diverse mice, reducing isoleucine by 66%, increased median lifespan by about 33% in males and 7% in females. Restricting all 3 branched chain amino acids increased male lifespan by roughly 30% in another experiment, with no lifespan benefit in females. And in the 2026 study, lifelong restriction of valine increased median male mouse lifespan by 23%. Females did not live longer, although both sexes showed several improvements in metabolic health and frailty. Those sex differences warn us that biology is more complicated than remove one amino acid and live longer. The valine study also found possible bone trade-offs. These were mice-eating engineered laboratory diets, not humans choosing dinner. Human evidence is less decisive. In an 8-week study of 59 adults with overweight or obesity, a plant-based diet lower in sulfur amino acids produced about 1.1 kilograms more adjusted weight loss. But both groups lost weight, and nobody measured lifespan. Population studies are messier. One analysis linked high protein in middle age with higher mortality, but found a different pattern after 65. A later analysis did not reproduce that warning. Plant protein is sometimes associated with lower mortality or frailty, but correlation is not causation. And what replaces the protein matters. Replacing processed meat with lentils is not the same experiment as replacing yogurt with refined starch. So, honest question, are you deliberately increasing your protein right now? Is it for muscle, weight control, or healthy aging? Tell us your reason in the comments and whether this evidence changes how you think about it. The conflict matters most with age. Older muscle responds less strongly to the same meal, so clinical guidance prioritizes adequate protein, resistance exercise, and preventing malnutrition. New U.S. guidance also promotes a higher range than the established adult minimum. These recommendations are answering different questions. Muscle preservation, sports performance, metabolic health, and maximum lifespan are not automatically optimized by the same number. So what can you safely take away today? Do not try to eliminate methionine, isoleucine, valine, leucine, or any other essential amino acid. Essential means your body needs it. There is no proven human longevity recipe based on creating a deficiency. Instead, think adequate, not excessive. Quality, not just quantity. Favor minimally processed plant-forward sources without assuming every animal food is harmful or every plant food is perfect. Pair protein with resistance training because strength and function are practical healthy aging goals. Personalize the decision. Age, activity, calories, kidney and liver health, illness, injury, pregnancy, and frailty can change protein needs. Seek qualified medical or dietetic advice before making a major change. If you value evidence without hype, like this video, subscribe to Beyond Limit Health, and share it with someone who believes the protein debate has a simple answer. Here is the short recap. First, protein is both building material and a cellular signal. Second, restricting protein or selected amino acids can extend lifespan in some animal models, but the effects vary by sex, tissue, and study design. Third, human trials show interesting short-term metabolic changes, not proof of longer life. And fourth, the practical goal is not to chase protein deficiency. It is to protect muscle while avoiding the assumption that more is always better. The real longevity question may not be high protein or low protein. It may be how much, from where, at what age, and in what context. That is where the science becomes useful, and where the next generation of human trials needs to begin. This video is for education only and is not medical advice. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional for recommendations tailored to you.